My name is Marina. I'm 32 years old, and my life was turned upside down by a secret I never could have imagined. What I'm about to share might sound like a movie plot, but I promise you, every single word is true. I have held this in for years, but now I feel ready to tell my story, to show that life can be far more complicated than we think. It all started back in 2019. I met Alex at a friend's birthday party. They were gentle, kind, and had this caring way about them that I fell for immediately. Alex always wore baggy clothes, had short hair, and a slightly raspy voice that I found so charming. We started dating, and it felt like a dream. Alex was always a bit private, mentioning a rare medical condition that made traditional intimacy difficult. I was in love, so I respected their privacy and never pushed for details. They loved me, treated me like a princess, and at that moment, that was all that mattered. A year later, we got married in a small, simple ceremony. Alex's family wasn't really around. They said their parents had passed away, and they'd lost touch with other relatives. Again, it didn't seem strange to me at the time. Then, 2 months after our wedding, the impossible happened. I started feeling sick, took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. I was in complete shock. How? Alex and I had never been intimate in that way because of their condition. When I told Alex, they panicked. They got sweaty, started stuttering, and just left the house, saying they needed some air. They came back hours later, hugged me tight, and said that while it was a surprise, we would be a happy family. But during the pregnancy, things got weird. Alex became distant, always had an excuse to miss doctor's appointments, and would shut down any conversation about paternity tests. My mind went into overdrive. Was Alex having an affair? Was this pregnancy from something I couldn't remember? My mom started noticing things too. She'd say, "Marina, Alex never takes off their shirt, even when it's boiling hot." Or I've never once seen them shave. She thought something was off, but I always defended them, brushing it off as her being old-fashioned. Then, one early December morning, I went into labor. The contractions were hitting hard and fast. I called Alex over and over, but there was no answer. My mom had to rush me to the hospital. The delivery was long and difficult, 18 exhausting hours. But then, my daughter was born, perfect and healthy. I was so tired and had a few complications, so the doctors kept me for observation. And that's when my entire world shattered. Alex finally showed up, hours later, looking incredibly nervous. They wouldn't even look at me. A nurse came in to fill out the birth certificate and asked for Alex's ID. She looked at the card, then back at Alex with a confused expression. "I'm sorry," she said, "but this ID says you're registered as female." Alex just broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. I was so exhausted. I thought I was hallucinating. I asked to see the ID, and there it was, in black and white. The name was Alexandra, and the gender was listed as female. It felt like the floor just dropped out from under me. Right there, in that hospital room, with my shocked mother beside me, Alex confessed everything. They were a transgender man who had never undergone medical transition or legally changed their name. They had always identified as male since they were a child, but without family support or money, had lived a secret life. Through the tears, Alex explained that we had been intimate, but in ways my inexperience didn't fully comprehend. And the pregnancy, it wasn't what I thought. Alex admitted they had arranged for assisted conception using unconventional methods with help from someone else, all without my full knowledge or consent. I couldn't process it. The anger, the betrayal, the confusion. It was all too much. How could the person I loved deceive me so profoundly? How could they make a decision like that about my body without my permission? I told Alex to leave. I couldn't even look at them. My mom stayed with me. helping with the baby while I tried to pick up the pieces of my life. Over the next few days, my phone was flooded with messages from Alex, apologizing, swearing they loved me but were just terrified of losing me. They said the lie just kept getting bigger and bigger. And when they found out I was pregnant, they just panicked. I spoke to a lawyer. The situation was a legal minefield: deception, questions of consent, potential violations. But as I looked at my beautiful, innocent daughter, I felt stuck. Despite all the pain, I remembered the good times, the caring person I fell in love with. I decided to file for separation, but didn't press criminal charges. There was enough pain to go around. We legally established that Alex would have no parental rights. It's been 3 years now. I'm slowly rebuilding. My daughter is my entire world, and my family has been my rock. I went to therapy for a long time to work through the trauma. Ivy heard through friends that Alex has since started their full transition and is living openly as a man with their name and documents legally changed. A part of me is glad they found the courage to be themselves. But the scar from what I went through remains. This experience taught me that relationships have to be built on absolute honesty. Hiding who you are isn't protecting someone. It's a betrayal. It also gave me a new perspective on the struggles transgender people face, sometimes leading to desperate choices. I don't excuse what happened, but I can understand the fear that drove it. Most of all, I learned that motherhood can spring from the most unexpected places. My daughter is the greatest gift, even if her story started with so much pain. I know people will judge me, judge Alex, but real life isn't that simple. I'm sharing this so that anyone else in a complex, isolating situation knows they aren't alone. It is possible to heal from immense trauma. The truth will always set you free, even when it hurts. My life is forever changed, but I'm stronger, wiser, and a mother to an amazing little girl who shows me what unconditional love truly is every single day. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If it resonated with you in any way, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world.